I, 31M, am suspicious of my partner's, 31F, new friend. Me, 31 meters, and my partner, 31F, have been together for 4.5 years. We have lived together for most of that, so we're very close. Have a great relationship, and we're currently looking at buying our own place. Last week she was away from Monday Friday for a work trip. She works in education. It was a trip leading 20-30 students on a field course with other members of staff. Our communication was much lower than it usually is when she is away. But I do know that it was a very busy and hectic week. Since she came back, she has mentioned a new friend a few times. M26, who she met on the trip. He also has a long-term girlfriend and they've been together for approximately 5 years. This friend works at the same institution, though in a different building across town. My girlfriend occasionally has to work at this building, but it has been quite rare in the past. This week she has been there more than normal. She has had good reason to be there when I've asked, but it's still been a departure from the ordinary. I know that there was some kind of medical emergency on the trip that meant the two of them were up until 5 a.m. helping a student. A horrible experience all round with absolutely no romantic undertones. But a part of me thinks that something like that will have cemented a bond, friendship. Maybe that's unfair. She told me that at one point last week he guessed her age and said 26. Then in disbelief that she said no, he says, "There's no way you can be over 28. I don't believe it. Cue massive eye roll from me. I've noticed her texting him a few times too this week. Not excessive. Pretty limited. After last week they don't have any work together. So this is nothing about work and they are texting as friends. She hasn't been secretive about it and has told me when I've asked what she's laughing at when looking at her phone. They've sent a couple of quite old photos of themselves that fit a joke they were having. Alarm bells really started ringing here. Later today he is coming to her building and they're going to go swimming in the sea after work. This is a very common thing here, particularly in the circles that we are in. So it's not quite as niche as it sounds. But it is something my partner has wanted to do for a while but hasn't gotten around to yet. They're also going to have a pizza after. This morning I mentioned to her that I'm not entirely comfortable and a bit of suspicious of this friend. She was very sympathetic and loving, explaining that I'm seeing something that simply isn't there and she loves me and that we're currently viewing houses together, etc. I did feel a bit better at the time. But I really can't shake this bad feeling. She asked if I wanted to come swimming and for a pizza too. But I can't make it due to other commitments. They might bring the pizza back here instead. So there has been an offer to include me. She has other male friends and I've never had a problem before. But all these things combined seem like so many red flags coming up all at once. I trust and believe her 100%. At the same time though, I feel like this could just be a ticking time bomb of sorts. Again, I believe her when she says this is 100% platonic. But I do feel like maybe she's enjoying this attention from someone new. Not sure what I'm looking for by posting here. Maybe just trying to get all my thoughts out and have a more in-depth talk with my partner later. Any advice on how to approach that conversation to set boundaries that respect that she is her own person and can have her own friends? TLDR. I am going mad with jealousy over how close my partner has become with a new friend in the space of 2 weeks. I don't know. Could be innocent. It does sound like it has the potential to turn problematic, but try not to let it consume you. You expressed your discomfort to her about it. She seems receptive to your concerns. Give it a little more time. See how it plays out. She tries to include you in activities. She has been very open with what she was doing with him. And she still seems to be giving you plenty of time and attention. There is nothing to suggest there's anything weird going on. Especially not while these three things remain true. Trust your GF and don't be that guy. Nothing suggests cheating. It seems to be a growing friendship. You trust your GF. Maybe you need to meet this guy. You haven't met him and so you can't know his intentions. You have explained your discomfort to your GF already. So, if it did become a closer relationship, she should be able to stop in time. That said, there is no way you can stop her from cheating. You can control who she sees or when. She is the only one who can stop herself cheating. You can keep a watchful eye out, but that's about it. Good luck. In situations like this, while it's important to know the truth, it doesn't really matter on the surface whether it's an innocent friendship or not. If it bothers you or makes you uncomfortable, it's all the same. At the end of the day, you have to voice your concerns and let her decide what to do with them. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but a ridiculously high amount of affairs start in the workplace just like this. I think it's approximately 80%. I love my marriage, and if my wife voiced discomfort over this, I would simply change courses. I would turn down the swimming and pizza until my wife could join. I would out a little bit more distance between me and this coworker because that's probably what would be right for us. I'd be pretty shocked if my wife ever accepted a male coworker's invite to go for a one-on-one swim. And then dinner, to be totally honest. Some yellowish-orange flags there for sure. I feel like there needs to be more info before it's clear one way or another. Right now the situation could be innocent or it could very well be the start of something. It's definitely not something you should dismiss off. Stay vigilant and whenever possible join them and even invite the guy's GF. This will help to keep it at the innocent level. I'd also continue to keep the lines of communication open with your GF. Let her know that this does feel uncomfortable to you, but you are trying to trust her. Also, if you haven't yet met this guy, make the time to get to know him. Find out what kind of man he is. This too may help to get a better idea of what his intentions are towards your GF. It's a sticky situation, so try not to be overbearing but keep your eyes open. Eventually you will find out where this relationship is heading. Why borrow trouble? You mentioned you guys have a great relationship. And you don't mention anything she did so bad to break your trust. Did she? And when you had a conversation about this subject, she in fact reassured you that she loves you and it's not there. Trust your partner. Okay, if this story is true, don't shy away. Be confident without being controlling. But state your boundaries. Say what's fine with you and what's not. And take consequences. Everything might be harmless and innocent, but it also could be the beginning of an emotional affair. You're always in sort of a competition when you're in a relationship, but you're not the only contender. Your so is also one. So don't become complacent with your so. Show your appreciation, but also make sure that she knows that you are not dependent on her and that she also has to show her appreciation of you or you're gone. Think of it this way. If she simply met someone that makes for a good platonic friend, how would she act with him? So far it doesn't seem like she has done anything that isn't within such platonic relation. You have to trust your gut. Tell her you have never had a problem with any of her male friends, but this one make you feel very uncomfortable about the future of our relationship. Her answer will tell you if she values you and the relationship more or her new friend. Offer to go on a double date. See how they respond to that. Meet the other partner. It could be innocent and she has a new friend in the field she works in. Or it's potentially problematic. Please communicate your feelings to her. She's going on a date. Does his wife know? Your girlfriend is bouncing on her new friend's penis. Maybe even as I type this. It never starts out as hot sex that will melt the world. But she has feelings. She's pretty, outgoing, a wonderful woman. You're not the only one that's going to work for. It'll sting a little for a while, but you'll think back at the good days and feel sorry you couldn't make it work. Stop with the wishy-washy language like uncomfortable. She's a grown woman in a marriage. That comes with boundaries. That comes with standards. Tell her that hanging out with other men like this is a hard no. That it needs to stop today and we need to have a discussion about boundaries. You don't believe and trust her 100% because you have a lot of jealousy going on. Everything she's doing sounds pretty common where you are by your own admission, as well as being very open about what's going on and including you in it as well. Does she spend this fun time with you as well? Just the two of you? If she doesn't, I'm wondering if your jealousy is stemming from her spending quality time with him, but not with you. You need to make an effort to go with them. You can't just say, "No, sorry, can't come," and then complaining about them going out together alone. Why haven't you taken her swim at the sea? Why does gets to come and take her on your behalf? Make an effort. They're going on a date, and she dismissed it by inviting you knowing you can't come. This so far doesn't sound so troubling, but has a lot of potential to becoming a big problem for you. The more time they spend together alone, the more of a bond they will create. And these work bonds usually become something else. Go with them. Every time they want to go someplace together, insert yourself in there. See them interact and then you can test the waters. And if you see him making a move, letting some inappropriate slip out, then you can tell your wife that you do feel uncomfortable with their relationship. And ask her for boundaries. Like no alone get-togethers, no texting, and such. Dating is a test run. You can't control her, and ultimatums don't work long-term. You already expressed your concerns and were dismissed. Step back. Give her room to fail the life partner test. She'll always work or be around men she's attracted to. Attracted for a variety of reasons. At 31 she knows this looks like a date to you. And she doesn't care. You decide if this BS is what you need in a life partner. If you have to make an ultimatum, you lose. As soon as you said, swimming in the sea, and pizza, I thought, nope. I'm dating someone. If he expressed discomfort at me going on a date with another man, I wouldn't go, or I would ask him what he would be okay with. Why? Because I don't want to lose him, or put him in a position to doubt his importance to me. Surveys find coworkers are the #1 source of affair partners. So it's reasonable to be concerned. Spending time together to get to know one another is a date. And inviting you means nothing at this early stage of their relationship. Of course she doesn't plan to cheat, so she invited you. However, her dismissing your concerns is the big deal. If you have never expressed concerns before in 5 years, then there's no issue of control or you being a jealous guy. She should have immediately offered to shut it down. After only 2 weeks, there should be no hesitation to put your concerns first. What will you do after you buy a house or have kids? You will have zero power then. I think she's clean.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.